Why is Eddie Campos of RE/MAX Preferred Associates the choice of so many people buying and selling their homes? Over 500 families have put a sold sign out front. Let's hear from some of those folks now.
So I've known Eddie since 2018. We met at the gym, but to sell the house, we actually started having that conversation right when COVID hit. A few months in, we started talking about the housing market. He said he started, inventory started to sink lower and lower, and this is a house that I had just remodeled, but I had probably more of a 4 or 5 year plan for it. And when he started bringing those figures to my attention, I was like, okay, maybe we bump this timeline up to 2 years. So yeah, the housing market took off, and I think we had 21 showings in 2 days, and I mean, it flew. It was the right call. We had a ton of offers come through, selected the first offer, went through the entire inspection process, and those buyers decided to back out immediately. They got cold feet for whatever reason, which, it is what it is. But within, I would say, a 4 to 5 day turnaround, next offer accepted, signed paperwork. Those buyers then backed out again within 48 hours. And then I would say 3 days after that, we had the offer that was finally accepted, and we closed on that in 3-ish weeks, and it finally turned around. So yeah, he sold my house 3 times, unfortunately.
Because you sold your house during this unprecedented time, tell me what he did to make it as seamless as possible.
I'm a finance guy, so when he started talking about the inventory and what the market's doing, it started to pique my interest. And I think the discussion around what my goal was to build is really what prompted the sell. Because knowing the dollar figure I could get above what I paid for and what I had put into the house to fix it up and renovate it is really what started to prompt my thinking of, okay, maybe this is the time, because I want to sneak in and I want to be able to build. And then obviously we timed that perfectly, because then lumber prices went up and everything like that. So I would say he talked me into it through the discussion of your end goals to build. Here's what we know we need to do to get that. And with the inventory and the market taking off like it is, selling right now is the perfect opportunity. So yeah, between the conversations between Buckeye Builders and the selling of the home was just absolutely flawless.
You mentioned that he connected you with Buckeye Builders. So talk to me a little bit about what having a real estate agent who is well connected, what that can do for the selling and building process, really.
Yeah, so the selling process, obviously, Eddie was absolutely key in terms of the great videography he did on my house and the social media aspect of it. I mean, view after view after view, and even from a building aspect and getting into the office and getting into the model homes as frequently as possible to see all of the different avenues. Eddie, being through the process before, knew questions to ask as well that I, without never building a home before, would have never thought to ask. So having that experience behind my back to say, hey, you might want to look in this corner and ask this question about the yard, the foundation, the basement, the add-ons, was really helpful as well. So I think having a real estate agent is key, even if you think you can walk into that model home by yourself, because it's overwhelming at times. I would recommend Eddie 110% to anybody looking to sell, buy in this area. I've already recommended him to several friends. My parents purchased from him and sold with him, and I had a friend that I worked with who bought with him that moved out of an apartment and into a home in Maumee. So we just really tell him that he's hands-on. He knows the answers to every question. He's been through it all before. So there's nothing that surprises him. I go back to the three sell experience, right? I was starting to have heartburn about what's going on, what's happening, why aren't the offers taking? And he was cool as a cucumber and said, listen, we're gonna get through this, it's fine, because he had seen it before, right? So I just think that expertise and that experience is, you can't put a price tag on that necessarily. So no, he highly recommended from my point of view.
So you've heard firsthand from some of the clients of Eddie Campos of RE/MAX Preferred Associates. To make sure that you're one of his next clients, contact him at the number below or visit his website.